only thing you're afraid of once you understand what it means and how normal it is. It takes the fear out of it and becomes something you can just learn and go through.
I'm only human. I'm only human.
I'm a songwriter and a singer, and I've got a band called Merpire. Well, how I grew up and came to be an artist, that's a big question. I grew up in Sydney, moving around quite a bit with the family. Growing up, I did have a habit of making friends through music. So if I had a new town that I moved to, I would source where they had gigs. But it wasn't until, I think, late high school, I started to use songs as a way to speak about, certain situations or feelings I was having that I wasn't game enough to actually talk to anyone about. So it started to be, a way of releasing thoughts out of my head and into a song where it didn't have to be a direct conversation.
My name's Caitlin, and my question is, do you use writing or listening to music as a tool to help with your mental well-being?
So I use experiences like having, big anxiety attacks or panic attacks as a way of being able to, again, write about something I'm going through, and it's a way to explain what's going on in my head. Growing up, it just wasn't something anyone I knew talked about, but I definitely had this huge sinking feeling that didn't relate to anything I was dealing with, and I was really fearful of what that meant and how deep it would go and if it would ever go away and if anyone else felt that. Being able to write songs where I explain exactly how it feels in my head, I just hope that, somewhere someone can grab onto, one part of the song that can help them through whatever they're going through. I think it's so important to be open about mental health and well-being because it's such a shared feeling. These friends I started having were just so open with their feelings. Even that, as lovely as it was, they showed me so much love so early on. Hugs, telling each other we love each other, we're proud, we're even working on. At first, that was something I had to face because I didn't feel worthy of that friendship. I thought, okay, I've just moved here. Why are they being so nice? I feel like they're gonna just learn soon that I'm actually not that great. And that's when I had to go see a psychologist. And, a couple of them said, we've been seeing psychologists for 10 years or grew up seeing psychologists, and they were just kicking goals in their life and just super happy with whatever they were doing. Not all the time, but they had the tools to get through things that they were facing, and I wanted those tools so badly. By that point, it was almost not a choice anymore because this anxiety was actually just physically coming out in me in the form of panic attacks. I'd just be at a party and it was like the more normal or lovely the scene was, the more scared I got because there was no reason to be scared. So it was like, why is this so scary? There must be something wrong with me. And so I would cry and run away from parties very dramatically. But there was always someone that would be following me and being like, what's wrong? Let's work this out. And so by then I was like, I have to do something about this if I can't even enjoy a party where all my friends are there. If you're facing your own mental health or well-being challenges, the first thing that you need to know is that you're not alone. I know it sounds really cliche, but coming from someone who struggles with it, it is a very lonely feeling. And so if you have someone you can reach out to that might understand, you could even just write a letter and say, this is how I'm feeling, but I can't say it out loud yet. And if you need it, reach out to a psychologist. If that's still too hard in a hard basket, which again I can understand, there's obviously helplines that you don't even need to call. You can just email them. I know the first time I reached out to a helpline, there was a lot of pride I had to unpack because I didn't want to be someone that needed help. But it was only through talking to other friends and learning how common what I was thinking was that, you know, the shame and the taboo around it was taken away. Anything you're afraid of, once you understand what it means and how normal it is, it takes the fear out of it and becomes something you can just learn and grow from.